Queens, hello and welcome back to Ickety Streams Create Above and Beyond. How are you doing, people? How are you doing? And we've already got Deirdre in the chat, and yeah, he is warning me already about Chapter 5. His exact words and warning: Chapter 5 is head-breaking. Hope you are good at maths. Mm, I'm not gonna lie. I'm naff at maths, so this is going to be awful. This is going to be awful. So let's, before we go rushing into things, let's have a go back to the quests. So over here, so last time you saw us get past this point, finally into Divide by Digital, which is the finale. Opening chapter 5. And as you can see, we actually have only done one part of chapter 5. The start. The start. So, here we go. Welcome to the final chapter of this journey. Building the data center. What will this entail? Thousands of numeric calculations. This is why we said it was going to be bad with math. But do not fear, as an inventor, you will let your creation do all the work for you, as usual. I somehow don't believe that's going to be the case, but we'll see. Cast the combined logic of all your calculation mechanisms into 2 digits, from which you will calculate 8 others through a series of crafting operations. Yeah, a digital ME system is recommended for managing the logistics, though strictly not required. Oh boy. And once we ticked that, we appear to have several different starting routes in this chapter. All of which are currently shown. So let's start over here and work our way around. So black gold. So this appears to be all about fueling our rocket. So for powering our rocket, we will require some very potent fuel. Yeah, kind of makes sense. Search for some of the warmer biomes for a source of crude oil. You cannot miss it. I think already, because when we were exploring, we found some. This guy here, I think is crude oil. So if you're looking for it on the map, kind of looks like that. A little blue. There's another one. A little blue with like grey around the outside. Seems to be what you're looking for. So yeah, that seems doable. And that might be what we do tonight. But yeah, so we need to collect crude oil, and then we're going to need to do something with it. And that's about as far as I know. We have to do something with it. So up here we've got the recycle bin. Rocketry equipment is built from the light but robust material of matter plastics. Matter balls can be created in a matter condenser. Now this doesn't thrill me right here, because this sounds really, really expensive. First, insert a 1K ME storage component. Oh my god, that's expensive. Into the matter condenser. Set it to produce matter balls, and then supply it with the most abundant flow of items you can come up with. Don't throw your valuables in, the items are consumed in the process. Sounds expensive. Probably going to be expensive. Over here, this might be quite easy. I feel like I can do this one. Yeah. The rest of them I'm not sure about yet. This one sounds quite easy. So to form matter plastics, we need temperatures unreachable by even the most overclocked Invar machines. However, your little blaze friend will be happy to trade. What this means is we're potentially looking at having to make some blaze cakes so we can have our blaze burners burning a different colour, so they get hotter with the blaze cakes. They go blue rather than orange. So that one, doable. That one entirely doable, because you need to pump in some more lava, which is kind of the downfall because I'm naff at lava. Make the blaze cake base, which is just eggs, sugar and cinder flour into a compactor to make the base. And then you just fill that with lava through a little spout thingy. So that sounds quite doable. That one's doable. So far out of all of them, that one's doable. This one probably, maybe. This one, where to? I have no idea what this is. In order for your guidance computer to know its destination, a planet ID chip has to be inserted. That sounds doable, right? A Catco mechanism and a nether quartz will make you a chip ID. Planet name, the Moon. Use the survival mode recipes to obtain these. You open the UI of your rocket. click on the display guidance computer thingy. So this kind of sounds like a last step thingy. Insert chip into empty slot. Basically just telling the system where to go. So that one sounds a little bit like a last sort of step thingy. So, I mean, yeah. And then over here, processing power. So in order to provide mechanical calculations, or calculators with numbers and operators, all available calculation mechanisms have to be melted down into the figurative processing power they provide. This doesn't thrill me, right here. And this is why I left this one to last, because I was going to grump and moan and complain about it. So basically, we're going to take the thing that we have worked really hard to make, this guy, the calculator mechanism, which is quite expensive to make. I mean, you saw all of the effort we had to do just to get silicon. We now need to chuck it into the furnace, into the melting pot, and melt it. And this makes 30 millibuckets, so not even a full bucket. Yeah, not even a full bucket from this guy. Yeah, and apparently none of the options will give you more than just 30 millibuckets. So I mean that is going to be expensive, and from the looks of it, we're probably going to need a lot, a lot. Because if we're going to have to do several different sums to unlock several different things, that feels like a thing. Because, yeah. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So I'm not entirely sure which direction I'm going into with this episode. On the basis that, oh my god, there's a lot of directions to go in. It's constantly pumped in my brain. Yeah. So Technic Squirrel's in here. Said liquid logic is constantly pumped in my brain. I don't suppose you fancy sharing some of that so I can maybe use it for powering all of this everything. Just out of interest. Just out of interest. So we've got, at the moment, we've got 2 ME controllers. No, you need it to live. Okay, alright, I don't want to kill you, so that's fine, you keep it. So we've got 2 of the ME controllers as well, so, and we can make several different things with it. The formation core, the matter condenser, which is something we need, the ME drive, which is probably going to be something we need if we want to upgrade the storage, perhaps. Annihilation core, I have no idea what that does, and the ME chest. I kind of wonder if we try and get a flow expel going to make the meta condenser, since we sort of have to have that get done. So yeah, that might be a thing. So let's see what's in here and see if we can use it. Was an ender pearl, wasn't it? Was it? Wait. No. Wait. What did I need? Matter condenser, right? Matter condenser, that guy. So I need to make a flow expel, which is all of those guys. Okay, so I did need an ender pearl. Ender. So one of you. And we need some fluix. We definitely don't have fluix. Right, cool. The cores are, for me, the system placing and destroying blocks. Oh, fair enough. Yep, I can understand that. Redstone. Oh, I don't want to use the charged one. I want to use that one. So to make the fluix, because we always forget how to do this, it is, I believe, that 1 quartz, Certus quartz, 1 nether quartz, and 1 redstone dust. But I might be wrong. I probably am wrong. 2 and 3. Did that work? No, it's not flashing purple. Makes me think I did that wrong. Wait a moment. Wait a moment. We are bad at this, but it's okay. Fluix. Let's figure out how we do this again. I need fluix, please. Right, there we go. 1 charge. It was the charged one. Typical. 1 charged, 1 nether quartz, 1 redstone dust. I didn't want to use the charged because I they are a little bit more rare. But that's fine. That's fine. But that should give us enough, potentially, hopefully. 1, 2, and 3. Chuck it in there. Purple sparky things. Right. Now we probably have enough. In fact, we probably have too much, but that's fine. Save 1 for later. Right, bring it over here and grind it. Grindificating. Because I turned all of my machines off last time trying to delay the lag, I'm going to have to probably reset a few things. But that is fine. See? Ta-da! Right. Easily reset again. Easily. Right, you. Get in there. Fluid spell. Ta-da. Right, okay, so let's come up here, go into the smithing table, one of those, and one of these. Makes us a matter condenser. So one ME controller, one fluid expel, matter condenser. Is that the controller that you use to actually like program everything? I feel like it is. Right. Either way, this is our matter condenser. Okay, and you can click on it. But does it say anything about needing power? Output, output, output. Oh, wait, hang on. It has different things. So you can destroy items, ME condense output. You can condense it into matter balls. You can condense it into singularities. Oh, wait, hang on. So the singularities that we made in the... Are we sure that's the same? Singularities. I mean, that's that. That's what we were making with the paintball system. Well, that's interesting. I don't want to do that. I want to make that. I want to condense matter into matter balls. But we need to put a thing in there first. So, the matter condenser. It doesn't seem to say anything about needing power, so... Huh? It's pretty, though. Right, hang on. Go over here. Click on this guy. Built from the blah, 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 blah. Matter balls can be created in matter, so first insert a 1K ME storage component. Oh, God. Aha! These things are expensive. 1K ME storage component. Pretty sure that's crafting storage, portable cell, storage cell, fluid cell. ME storage component. Yeah, I told you it was expensive. Look at that. Yeah, yeah. So we need four calculation mechanisms, one redstone dust, and some quartz. So we need 4 of these. I mean, that sounds kind of doable. I don't know. Hang on. Move it down here. Move it out of the way somewhere. There. Right, I need quartz. Oh, awesome. Right. So then we're going to... Never. Oops. Oh dear. 2. Right. And then we go... and then we go there. With the... Oh, bleh. This is why I don't do this very often. 1K. ME storage thingy. Oh, wrong kind of quartz. Wrong kind of quartz. Derp. It's fine. There. 1K ME storage component. Right, so there is our guy, matter condenser. Chuck that in there. Stored energy. Do I need to have stored energy? Don't know. Okay, so then you chuck items in here. Don't know if you can use all sorts of types of items. So matter condenser. Let's have a matter condenser use. Okay, so it doesn't give you an idea either. Well, okay, let's find something that we've got a lot of. So, okay, we don't like diorite. Thank you for your sacrifice, diorite. I don't know if this will work. Let's give it a go. So if I chuck 23 in here. Wow, just went. Okay. Right, let's try that again. I hadn't clicked that, so if I... ooh, okay, look. Stored energy. Okay. Alright then. That seems to be a thing. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but it's a thing. So let's take the dolomite. And more dolomite. And good god, the flesh. So it is increasing. And you can put whatever you... Ah, look, matter ball. Okay. So it doesn't need power. And I wonder if I can do that. Hopper it in. So I don't have to keep clicking on it. And maybe possibly even hopper it out. Although, do I need to? Can they stack? I don't know if I need to. We have actually completed a quest, we're doing that. So if we come up here, So the recycle bin, or the upcycle bin, this guy here, the rocketry equipment is built from light but robust material. Don't know how much we're going to need of this, but it sounds like a good way to get rid of a whole bunch of junk in the trunk, which is perfect because I have too much. It's kind of automated. Right there. We've completed one thing. Haha! Perfect. Perfect. Right. Box is still a mess though. So that's cool. So we have a matador. So what does the matador do? Oh, ooh. Okay, so this is going to take a lot. Look at that. Crikey. So we're going to need a lot of matadors in order to make. So we're going to need 9 matadors to make 1 matter plastics. And 1 matter plastics can be used to make a bunch of stuff. This is interesting. Okay. So it can get used in the smithing table. Cool. This is news. This is cool. So, combined with a seat, you get a rocket seat. Oh my days, that's exciting. A fluid tank, you get a rocket fuel tank. Okay, this is starting to make some sense. Heavy stone bricks, not sure how we make that, to make a rocket launch pad. Ah! Blaze burner, to make a rocket thruster. Oh my god. Scaffolding, to make rocketry launch tower. Wow. And a rocket linking device. Okay, oh, we've got different stuff here as well. Okay, so this is where we get into the really expensive stuff from the looks of it, so... Because that's 5 of those we need, and some diamond gears. And an enemy shoulder, but that's the fueling. Spacesuit leggings. Ooh, assembling machine. Thruster. Launcher. That's the one that we're terrified of. And the one that we need to do that computational thingy. Yeah. So Deedlith's come in as well and said about the go the other way. Ooh, look at this. Ah, space boots. I'm so excited. Rocket seat, rocket launcher, space helmet. Right, fine, fine, fine. So let's go back to this. So we've done one. We made a recycler. That's mostly, I think, for the rocket thingy. This is mostly for getting the guidance together. Which means we need to figure out how to do this. We need 1 bucket of. Well, we've got some. We can melt some and see what happens. Right? Right. Doesn't sound like a disaster. Probably isn't a disaster. Probably can't go that wrong. So over here, with our gorgeous Tinks machine over here, and then rip inductive mechanisms, or calculated mechanisms. This is, I still don't feel great about doing this, Daedalith. These are expensive, and I've now got to melt them. Ugh. Look at that. All of that time has gone into it now. God. We're actually ridiculous. Look at that. We're just casually melting our thingies. All of our hard work. No. 90. So expensive. Ah! Wait. Ah! Task complete. I have a bucket of liquefied logic unprocessed. Okay. So in order to provide mechanical calculators with numbers and operators, all available calculation mechanisms will have to be melted down into the figurative processing power they provide. I've done it. I haven't automated it, but I've done it. Hopefully now we learn a bit more about what we do next. So we've got a 3, an operator, and an 8. Right. So as one of the 2 available digits, 3s can be cast from unprocessed logic. Together with the 8 and available operators, your calculators will have to create the remaining digits from 0 to 9 in equal amounts. I have no idea. Cool. This casting process can quickly become a bottleneck, for most running calculations depend on the numbers generated here. Make sure things move fluently. Oh, good God. Okay, right. Nickel plate to make the 3. That's doable. We might have to make a Tinks thingy down over there with the mechanisms. But for now, I guess we can hope and pray. Oh gosh. Okay. Right. Worth knowing. Request all of that. Might as well chuck it into the thingy when I'm doing. Okay, what was I looking for? Nickel. So we've got a nickel ingot. Fine. Let's chuck it down here. We might need to make another couple. So let's have a quick look. Because to make the 3, you can do that with the intricate crust. So nickel plate and a stone cutter to make that. And it tells us we can only make 2. One of the 2 available digits, so 3 and an 8. Okay, and then the operatives, which is all of these guys. So I'm assuming it's the same. Use a nickel plate. So hang on. So we've got a nickel plate. Let's come up here, chuck it in there. Aha! Okay, fine. So let's make some variety of sense. So we can make with our nickel plate. Let's get it doing some more while we're waiting. So we need another 4 for the integers and that. Good heavens, this is going to be complicated. Right, so if we go into here with a nickel plate, we can make the 8 and the 3. The operator, so we've got a divide, a minus, a times, and a plus. So 3. Check your recipe book. So if I come over here, I haven't cast it though. I need to cast it, which I think is this, to make the 3. Cool. Okay. So we have a cast for the 3. We also have a cast now for the 8, the divide, the minus, the times, and the plus. Cool. Okay. So without operators, the data center would not be able to combine digits into others. Provide your calculators with an automated supply of any operator they end up requiring. Goodness. This is going to be expensive, isn't it? The second available digit is 8. It can be cast from an unprocessed logic. From here, plan via which calculations the other digits will be created and how the cost can be minimized. Remember that each added calculation step ends up increasing the amount of calculation mechanisms required for the digit it leads to. Okay, so this is already a headache. So Daedalus come in and said, I used a smeltery and casting tables for this, but after more thinking, Ender Tank and Blast Chiller's combo might be a better option. Not a bad idea. I wonder if the Blast Chiller uses less. So if I do you on here, because you could use the Blast Chiller. So 1 millibucket. I think it does still use 1 millibucket though. Yeah, I don't know. I'll definitely bear that in mind though if this ends up taking forever. Right. So we have 1 bucket of logic and a number. So let's go over here and do 1 bucket of logic and a number. So over here, which I ended up with a bit of millibuckets anyway. So if I go with the 3, because that will complete one of the quests. So chuck that in there. Take my bucket, chuck that back in there, and then fill that. Okay, it doesn't use up the full thing. It used 1 millibucket or thereabouts. So actually, that's not so horrendous. And I have a 3. Right. Okay. tick? I have a 3. Okay. So, not as expensive as I was foreseeing, but then I'm assuming these will get used up as you do the calculations. So now we have an 8. A 3 and an 8. Right. 8. Over here, quests. Yes, I've done that. And then we have all of these to do. So, that one, which is the times, divide by... I'm assuming these get used up as the process happens. So you'll still have to cast them, but this is a lot fairer, as at least we don't have to spend all of that money, or all of those items, by doing all of that. There we go. Spam of completed tasks. So right. So I've done that, and that's now opened up all of these. Okay. So, we now need to get to all of these numbers from these two. And I assume once you have a number, you can use it in a sum. So if I do 8 minus 3, so 8, 7, 6, 5. And then if I was to do 5 minus 3, and I would get a 2. But then I presume it would use up the 5. Presume. Oh, okay, and you have actually got some ideas here. So 3 minus 2, 4 divided by 4, 8 divided by 7, so on. Total of 21 options exist. Good lord. 17 options, 16 options, 14, 16, 14, 39. Okay, 0 seems to be the best one. 15, 14. I think 7's going to be the worst. But I assume if I use up these numbers... So if I do this... Okay, so... I don't know why you'd want to do that, because you already have the 3. I don't have the 0. That would give you a 0 though. If you got 3 minus 3, you'd get 0 out of it, right? And it goes into the mechanical crafter. So I wonder if we try that. And then we'd have a 0, at very least. Which is probably the most awkward one, right? Or at least that's the one with the most amount of options. Okay. And we still have plenty of liquefied blah blah. So at least it didn't use up a billion of things. Right. So let's chuck all of these in here. Take our double 3s. We could also do 3 divided by 3, which would give us 1. This is gonna complicated. I suppose this is the way of things, is to make it as cheap as possible without having to make too many of these numbers, because the more you have to do different sums, the more awkward it's going to become. Good heavens. Okay. Alright. This is, I can see why Dedalith was warning me about this one. Yes, I can. Right. Sticks back in the stick box. Blocks back in the block box. And we've unenabled, or yeah, that's the word I'm looking for, obviously. Right, you. Yes, I know, I put my shield in there. Oh, sir. Behave. Get. Behave yourself. Give that back. Right. Right. This is going to be a menace. Okay, that's everything off. I want to have all the borders back again though. So let's do that real quick. The easiest way to check is to go around the front. I missed the top. Of course I did. And that one, and that one. Right. Okay. They all should have gold lines between them now. Beautiful. So I am... I wonder if I could just use the bottom numbers like that. because once I power it, it'll do it whether or not it's got a full thingy. Right, hang on. Take that out of there. Grab some more fresh fuel. Power it up. And we'll see what happens, I suppose. So, let's say we are going to try and make... So we've got a couple of digits. So we've got 3 divided by 3 is going to make a 1. Right? So 3 divided by 3. Right? And then we chuck that in there. And because that's powered, it'll Scooby-Doo along here. And it has a think about it. I assume that it does use it all up. But I got the 1. It did use them up, so that's where the cost comes in. Because now I've got a 1. Nice. I have a 1. Ta-da. This is definitely... So, okay, fine. Fine. Right. So this is why we want to do it in the least amount of things possible, because once we have it, we don't want to spend it again. It is good progress. Like, that we're going to have to take. I mean, look at that. We've already got quite a few of the numbers. Come on, you. There we go. So we've already got, out of the numbers, so we need a 2, a 4, and a 7 in the cheapest way possible. Which appears to maybe make that. Good heavens. I'm not even going to look at that. I'm not even going to look at that, guys. I'm not even going to look at that. That's too far ahead. But, yeah. I think I'm going to call it there, because my voice is starting to go again. I have had a cold over the weekend. So I think I might call it there for now. But, this certainly gives us something to work towards for Friday, for sure. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. But thank you very much for coming along and chilling out. Thank you again to Technical Squirrel and Dieselith, especially for the suggestions and also chatting and chilling out with me. It's very nice. And especially to Dieselith for all of the advice on how to get through this chapter, because oh my god, this chapter. But yeah, so in the meantime, have a wonderful rest of the week, and I will see you all on Friday when we do some more maths willingly. Oh, this is a strange and confusing world. All right, guys. Night night, and bye bye.